Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we're going to be taking a look at the combination of Studio Series number 32, Voyager Optimus Prime, and Studio Series number 35, Leader Class Jetfire. So I've reviewed both of these guys individually. They're both really fun figures and I like them quite a bit. And today we're going to be going ahead and taking a look at the combination because just like in the movie, these two can combine. And spoiler alert, it's pretty cool. So let's go ahead. We'll start with Optimus. He doesn't take very much to get ready. Alright, so once again, the Hasbro directions really are not that great. I'm going to go ahead and remove his weapon from his hand. Now, for some reason, they tell you to unhook these panels on the side and to just kind of bring them around to this side. And I really can't find a justification for that. So the directions tell you to do that, but then by the time you're done, if you look at the directions, they have the panels back where they started. So if you want to swing them around, go for it. I don't see where it adds anything, but be my guest. I'm just going to go ahead and leave them where they are because it helps with mounting some weapons later. And again, I don't really know why they have you swing them in the first place. So just wanted to let you know the directions do say to do that, but I'm not going to bother. Coming around to the back, you're going to unhook this piece here and just kind of swivel these around like this. And then this piece will just kind of hang down and these will just kind of hang down here. Again, another really important thing you need to do, kind of necessity for the entire combination. Directions do not tell you about this. You have to lift this whole section up. You have to open these up. And you'll see that there's a little darker gray tab here. You have to kind of kick that out. And then spin this whole thing around so that that is now there. That lets you attach the entire backpack. And the directions do not mention it at all. So I don't know what's going on. Then you can peg this part back in and then just leave this part hanging down here. Again, I don't understand why the directions don't mention such an important part. But they have you swing these things around, which doesn't matter at all. Then you're going to come down to the legs. You're going to rotate these back, kind of like you're transforming it back into truck mode. Just like that. And there you go. So if yours is anything like mine, these pieces will kind of flop around a little bit, but it's not a big deal. And then that should be it. Optimus should be ready to combine. Alright, so for Jetfire, you can start by just taking his accessories out of his hands. This guy is going to be quite interesting. He's actually going to break apart into several smaller parts. So you want to kind of go ahead and you can unclick these black pieces, that are the softer rubbery pieces that kind of clip into his inside. Then you're going to extend out this and kind of start to break this out like you're transforming it into vehicle mode again. So lift that up. Every time I do this, I feel like I'm going to break something. There we go. Now, right in here, and you can probably see it, there is a little joint that you kind of lift this up while you slide this off. There we go. And so that breaks apart like that. So let me zoom back out here. So you have the leg, kind of lower torso, lower body section. You're going to put that off to the side. You have the disembodied torso of Jetfire. You can go ahead and click this part up into there. You're going to extend this part out, and then you're actually going to extend everything out. And then right here, this is going to unpeg. And we'll just put these off to the side for later. Now, again, the directions do not tell you anything to do with this. It's not in the directions at all. I've seen some people, you know, kind of bring the arm pieces down and they kind of turn this into like some kind of like weapon. I don't really know what to do with it because again, the directions do not mention it at all. But what I've kind of just been doing is, you know, take this, you almost kind of transform it like you're putting it into vehicle mode. And then this part kind of comes around the front. Yeah, there we go. And kind of put this, and then push these closed. And then this comes up, pegs in. So again, I don't really know. It kind of, I think, is supposed to be like some kind of cannon, but I don't really know how to, like, there's two tabs here for when it pegged in vehicle mode. Otherwise, I don't really know how to connect this to Optimus in any way. There's kind of these two pegs here, which might fit into the fist. We'll have to try that out later. But I kind of just put this piece off to the side for now. Alright, so next we have to detach the lower legs. It's a little bit easier said than done. Basically, there are some pieces, and I like to kind of rotate these, since you can rotate them at the thigh there, just to make it a little bit easier. Kind of push these off to the side as well. So inside here, you can see there's a clip, and you need to kind of push this down while you slide it off. It's not the easiest thing to do, and it can be painful. There we go. You can see I popped that one off. So let's try again with the next one. Get this out of the way. Erg. I'm really afraid I'm going to break something eventually, but kind of use this as leverage. There we go. I know that this part of the video you're literally going to be like, what are you showing me? And I do apologize. But they slide onto these tracks here. Here's the track where it slides onto. So you get the clip there, and you can see where it slid on. So that was slid in there, and you get it off. So going to take this piece. We'll come back to the legs in a second. You can click this up, click this piece down like that. You're going to fold these down, kind of like you're getting ready for vehicle mode. They're going to hang there. Then you're going to split the crotch in half. Pop these up, and then these will just go straight up like this. Oh no, I'm sorry. These will go straight up like this. Actually, I probably have these turned incorrectly still. Hold on. There we go. I had them turned from when I was trying to get those things off the side. So then pull this up, and then we have this. So this is the backpack. Those two tabs I showed you on Optimus are going to eventually peg into here and here. And this piece does just kind of stick up straight like that. So we're going to put the backpack off to the side. We'll go ahead and take these legs. This is going to fold out of here. And then this is going to come to the side. And then you want to make sure this peg is facing towards the inside. Do that with the other one. Alright, and then these are ready. Let's bring in Optimus. Alright, so you're going to take one of these legs, and you can see that there's a large tab here towards the back of the foot. You're going to open this up. This large tab is going to tab into this large tab slot right there. So you're going to go ahead, tab that in. This right here, and let me zoom in, zoop. This little tab right there is going to tab into this spot here on the foot. So you bring this up, and you'll hear that snap into place. Then this peg is going to peg into this peg hole on the side. So you probably want to bring this, you'll have to play with this a little bit to line it up. But that will peg in, and then this piece just kind of goes like that. And you can see it's got a lot of nice connection points, so it's going to be pretty secure in there, which I really appreciate. Because this is the base of Optimus. He needs to be able to stand and not be a floppy mess. So I appreciate this. Okay, so now he's got Jetfire's legs. Now, unfortunately, because they were on Jetfire the other way, most of the tilt is that way. But you do get like just enough so that he can get a good stance. Just can't have super wide stance. But there are the legs, and they are pretty secure in there. Next up, we're going to take the large backpack piece that we looked at earlier. And you can see that there are 2 spots right there. Actually, I have this upside down, so we'll turn it like this. Now you can see here that there's kind of like a little L made into the crotch. And the backpack piece is going to fit right inside this kind of smaller square. So you're going to kind of put this almost like it's going to slide on. And then it's going to peg into those spots. And it's a little tricky, but you can get it to peg in. And once it does, it's very secure, which is nice. There we go. The other part that's kind of a pain is making sure you get like a good... Because you don't really want to push on this, because this isn't really connected to anything. So you want to make sure that you grab a hold of the crotch pieces and push on those. And then you're going to take these rubbery pieces from around the back. They're going to come around... They're going to peg into each other, and then they're going to peg right into here. There you go. I feel like that's a little too high up. Do I have these? Sometimes it's easy to get these a little... tangled around, so I want to make sure that they are on there correct. No, I guess that was right. It just felt like there's a little bit too much in his armpits. It can sometimes hinder articulation. But there you go. We now have the backpack connected. At this point, there's not much else to do. You take those 2 sections from earlier. They were pegged together in the front of the vehicle mode. You split them apart. You're going to take this large peg here, and you're just going to peg it in up top. And these just kind of become big old shoulder pads. Just like that. You take his landing gear, you fold this up like that, and then this large tab slot here is going to peg back of his, or I should say the underneath back of his forearm, whatever you want to call it. And then I like to take Optimus's normal gun and do the same on the other side. And then I like to take the axe and put it in one of his hands. So that's why with the guns, I like to have them underneath. If you turned this thing around, then it would just kind of be like here in the way, and that just looks weird to me. So again, at the end of the day, when you're done, the directions show him like this. So I don't really know why they ever told you to move it to the other side. Oops. So you can, there is some play there in the ankles if you want to kind of steady him. If I zoom out a bit. It's just kind of a situation where you just need to balance his top heaviness. But you absolutely can. And he looks good. I really do like it. I'm going to rock him back, I think, on those ankles. I don't know. I haven't decided. You just have to play with the weight. But, I mean, overall, I think he looks great. I like the backpack. I really like the feet. They're goofy, but they work. I like that quite a bit. And he's really stable in the legs because of all the connection points. And as far as articulation goes, I mean, it's pretty much whatever Prime had, because the pieces that connect really, like the backpack just sits against the back. The legs, they have a little bit of play in the ankle, but it's the same ankle that Jetfire had, so nothing there. But yeah, overall, I like it. I think it's cool. I really appreciate the fact that these two can combine together. But there is still the matter of this piece. So I'll be honest, I really don't know what's going on with this. I've seen some videos where they open this section up and somehow they can connect his hand in here somehow and then kind of close it up over top. I mean, I guess we could try that. Let's see. Can we try something like that? I don't even really know what to do with these arms. Let me just put them down for now just to get them out of the way. I mean, maybe you could do something like that. It's not really... It doesn't really work as far as, like, stability. He's obviously wants to fall right over, but that kind of works. Just to use it as, like, a giant cannon or something. I mean, his hand kind of fits in that area. Like, you can see when this is closed up that there's a hollow area in there, and you could kind of put his fist in there. But I don't really see a way to, like, keep it connected. Like, if there was a peg or something, you know, maybe he could hold on to that. I'm not really sure. Another thing, there's actually these pieces here on the back of the wings that you can pop off. If I can actually, there we go. They're pegged in very snugly. So you can take these gray pieces off. They were pegged right here on the kind of wings that are part of Jetfire's thighs. And these can go together like this. And I've seen some people kind of peg this in because you can see that the connections are the same as the, what are the shoulder pads now. And so this is like another gun, or like kind of like a gun barrel. So that kind of lends credence to the fact that this is supposed to be used as some kind of gun. The other thing you can do if you don't like that and you don't want to bother with this at all, you can take these off and these will peg onto his thighs. See these little blue tabs right here? They're very small, but you can pop these on here and it just gives him kind of a more armored look, kind of beefs out his legs a little bit, which is kind of nice because, you know, that's kind of a open area that now looks a little bit more filled in this combined mode. So personally, this is what I like to do. I like to leave it like this. I think these weapons and things are more than enough, and I don't really see how he's going to be flying around with a giant chunk of plane trying to hold on to it as like a giant cannon. But, you know, maybe it's like a giant buster if he needs to blow up something big. I don't know. So, you know, you can do what you like with this. Like I said, the directions do not explain this piece at all. They don't address it. They don't show anything about it. They just kind of have you put it off to the side and it doesn't do anything. So I think there's some interpretation as to how you'd like to try to connect it, but unfortunately the directions do not show how to do it. So at the end of the day, I really do like this combination. I just feel like there's a little bit of interpretation just because the directions are not really that clear. I went back and double checked just to make sure I wasn't missing something. And this is the last way they kind of tell you to have this piece configured. This is the last thing. They show you to transform it like this, then they tell you to take the front pieces off, and then they never address this again. And I do not know how this would connect as a cannon or something. So like I said, there's something that was meant to be done with this that has not been told to us. And I think that's really strange. And I don't know if there's like just fan modes, because I've seen some videos where people will make this into something that he can have on his arm. And I've been playing with it, and I try to even check out their videos, and I just don't really understand how it works. So I'm probably just missing something, but I just wish the directions would tell you exactly what you're supposed to do with this piece. But to be honest, I'm kind of happy with this exactly as it is. I don't really want him to get bogged down with one ridiculously giant arm, having a big front part of the vehicle just hanging off of it. I don't really like that look. So I'm happy with this. I love the way the legs are. I love the backpack. I love the axe. You have the two weapons here on the underarms. I think they look fantastic. And I like putting these pieces here on the side of the hips, just because I think that that kind of fleshes that out and fills that in and makes it look like a more cohesive armor part. So yeah, I like this exactly like this. If you want to try to figure out how to take that other piece and make it into an arm thing, you know, that's a perfectly viable option as well. And at the end of the day, I think it's fun. I think if you pick up both of these, you won't be disappointed because they're both excellent figures in their own right. At the same time, I think this combination looks pretty cool. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.